Happy New Year! Happy New Year, my people. First of all, I would want to say a very big thank you to all of you for holding down this channel, for supporting me, for liking my videos, for reacting to them, for the comments, for the shares, and most importantly, for all your subscriptions. Thank you. I don't take this for granted. We are in 2026 now, and my prayer for all of you is that we will experience every good thing that we've been hoping for, that we've been dreaming and aspiring for. So thank you. We experience growth, we experience blessings, we experience good things, we experience prosperity, and most importantly, we are going to experience good health in 2026 and beyond, in Jesus' name. Amen. So I'll get into this video right now. Information coming out today is that Chelsea and Enzo Maresca, they don't finally decide to go their separate ways, and it's actually bad, especially considering where Chelsea are right now. I don't think this is a good time for Chelsea to even start doing managerial changes, but it has happened. It is what it is, and I've seen a lot of reactions actually from Chelsea fans, rival fans, generally football lovers. I've seen a lot of people saying things. They were right to sack Maresca and all of that. But one person's reaction got my attention. The person said that Chelsea were right to sack Maresca because Maresca was gambling, that he has been gambling with Chelsea games recently. And I'm like, which kind of talk be this one? First of all, this man has been restricted a lot as Chelsea's manager. And secondly, Maresca was not sacked. He resigned. That man spoke out. That man decided to show that he's not comfortable, that he's not happy with the way things are being done in the club. He's not happy that they are making the decisions that he's supposed to be making as the manager. Then the club became unhappy that he spoke up. And then that's where all of these disagreements and all the drama started from. And you are not going to blame him. As a manager, you are supposed to have total control. At least, if you're not having total control, you are supposed to have at least 50% of the control over things, the footballing aspect of the club. You are supposed to be in charge as the manager. You are supposed to be in the know. You are supposed to be aware of things that are happening. The club cannot keep making these decisions for you as the manager and then enforcing players on you and try to push you into like developing them overnight. You are not there to develop players, even though it's part of your job. But that's not the majority, or that's not the major work you are expected to be doing. You're not there to be like developing players. They will bring unproven players for a manager, and they will expect you to develop them into world-class players. And the funny part is that after developing these players, they will sell them off just for the gains. We are not developing these players because they are going to be like mainstay in the Chelsea team. They are going to be players that will keep in the team for a very long time. Like, we'll say, okay, we are trying to develop players for the team for a long time. Once we develop these players, they will sell them off. If this is how the old Chelsea was operating, I'm sure they are not good. Chelsea will not have the amount of fans they have worldwide currently. Because we were winning trophies then. We had superstars, people that when you are coming to see a Chelsea game, you would be happy and you will be sure for a fact that you have people turning up for these games. Not these ones now. You can't be coming for a Chelsea match now and you point to one player as someone you are so excited about watching. Roman Abramovich will give the manager total control. Even though he sometimes interferes too, but he will give you that opportunity. Sign the players you want, identify them, sign them. If they are like the ones we can pay for, we'll pay for them, get them for you. He'll give you everything you need as a manager. And then he will hold his axe. In case you don't live up to the expectation, in case you don't get the results, he will fire you. And that was the reason why he was so successful as a Chelsea owner. He was making money and he was winning trophies at the same time. These current Chelsea owners, nothing concerns them and trophies. I'm sure they're not even interested in the trophies. Winning trophies for them is just bonus. Their major aim, their major objective, the major reason why they got this club is because They just intend to turn it into a player making factory where they will sign 16-year-old and 15-year-old players from Brazil, Ecuador, all those South American countries, allow them to stay there for like 2 to 3 years, then bring them into Chelsea. A year or two later, they will sell them off again for the gains. This is not a sustainable way of making your fans happy. Maybe they are getting the money that they want, maybe they are getting the money, but the fans are not happy because we are not like eating the money they are getting with them. So nothing concerns us and their money. The financial aspect of the club is for them. What we live for as fans is these trophies, these good performances, those exceptional players playing on the pitch. If they are making money outside the footballing part, it not really concern us because we are not seeing the money, we are not spending it with them. And that is why I say these people are the most selfish owners I've seen in a football club. Because they don't send our emotions as fans, provided they are getting the money. This manager asked for a centre back in the summer after Cowell's injury. They did not give him a centre back. They wanted him to continue with the available players, even though the most important centre back we had was injured. And then, few weeks ago, Marescas came out after a victory. Imagine a manager talking negatively, even when he won a game, that he's not happy in the club, that in the last 48 hours leading to that game, that he has felt a lack of support from the board and all of that. And this is also the same time frame that the Chelsea owners came up and said that they have no intention of signing major players for the club in January. And it is obvious we have lapses in our defense. And so Marescas was hoping that the club will back him at least in January to get a centre back. And these people are announcing that they don't want to be spending money in January on signing players. But they can go to South America to sign players that we don't need. And even when they end up doing, they sign some unproven players that some of them will even come into the club and become liabilities to us. As at last year or last 2 years, when they were highly linked to Victor Osimhen, he was still 24 or 25 at the time. But they didn't want him because they thought he was going to command a high wage. When you are sure that this person is going to give you what you need, but they don't want that. Firstly, they want someone that will come and take peanuts as salary. And then maybe expect miracle from the manager to turn the person into a world-class player. That is how we ended up with the likes of Liam Delap right now. And the Joao Pedro that is coming on and off. So if you are modeling a team around, like if you are modeling your team this way, then you are not going to expect that the manager will do miracles, perform miracles. He already performed a miracle in the Club World Cup and another one in the Conference League, although he was expected to win that one because of the quality of opponents. But in the Club World Cup, winning it was a miracle, especially playing against Paris Saint-Germain, the best club in the world, and getting a 3-0 victory at the end of the game. At least after that whole performance, we expect that the Chelsea, generally, the expectation in the Chelsea fan base will increase since we were able to win PSG, win Club World Cup, win Conference League. We were hoping that, okay, we'll mount a sustainable title challenge this season. So give him the backing. If you had any interest of the fans in mind, you will back this manager. You will allow him to do what he needs, what he needs to do, and not restrict him. He's obviously a good manager, but these owners are actually making him look bad. Guardiola did not become one of the best managers, if not the best manager in football history, by being restricted. And I'm sure that is why whenever they are going to recruit managers, they don't usually look for all these established managers. They usually go for all those unknown managers that they are sure will come into the club and do whatever they ask the managers to do without the manager saying anything. We cannot afford, it's not like we can afford top managers, but they cannot afford the ego of the likes of Antonio Conte, Jurgen Klopp. Any top manager out there will never join Chelsea. This is also the same reason why Pochettino left Chelsea, because after his first season as Chelsea's manager, finishing 6th, He wanted an assurance that coming into the new season, he's going to have some say in the transfer activity so that he can bring in some players that he needed to even strengthen his squad in the next season. And that was where the disagreement started with Pochettino, and he had to leave. Once upon a time, Luis Enrique was very close to joining Chelsea. He also did not join Chelsea because he was not in line with all this their vision of not wanting to give managers what they want, instead bringing in what they want into the manager's hands. And that was why Enrique did not end up as a Chelsea manager. And a lot of top managers will not accept that. Enzo Maresca accepted that when he joined because obviously he was coming from Leicester City and he needed to bring himself out there. Now the world has seen him. Now we know his quality. We know he's a good manager. He knows his worth right now. So if you cannot give him what he wants, it only makes sense for him to leave. Manchester City are also interested in him. And from every indication, if Guardiola leaves Man City at the end of the season, according to speculations and rumors, if he's to leave City at the end of the season, they will not look back appointing Enzo Maresca as the next manager because obviously he even has a Manchester City background. He has worked under Guardiola as an assistant in Manchester City. So he's a very strong candidate for that Man City's managerial position should Pep Guardiola leave. Then where does that leave us? We'll start looking for some rookie managers again, unproven managers that will do your bidding and take the players that you put into their arms and expect them to perform magic with them. We are looking at Liam Rosena of Strasbourg as the next candidate. That one will still come to Chelsea because from what he has done at Strasbourg, he looks like a decent manager. But he will still come to this Chelsea. And after 1 year, when he has shown himself to the world, he will still turn against the club's pattern because no manager, no top manager would want to continue that way. He will still turn against that pattern. What happens again? They will still sack him. And then they will keep on repeating this cycle. For how long? You people have succeeded in making the wage bill small to accommodate the type of players that you want. Fine, but I'm still sure that there are very good and decent players, quality players who can still fit into this wage bill despite their ages. Why not bring them in? Why not give the manager the opportunity to scout players who are going to be in that wage bracket by himself? Bring them in. They are just making everything about them, about the gains for them. And that is why we are missing out on top players that we can actually, the old Chelsea can actually afford any player in the world. At some point back in the days, Chelsea were linked to Messi and Ronaldo. We are linked to top managers. And someone is out there blaming Enzo Maresca for leaving Chelsea, putting it down to bad results. Bad results how? Chelsea has never been a team that really strives inside December. And our December dip in forms do not really affect us at the end of the day in seasons past. We can struggle in December, come into January and rack up wins. So you cannot say that they let him go because they did not do well in December. Where are we currently in the Premier League table? We are in the semi-final of the EFL Cup, Abi Carabao Cup. The FA Cup is yet to start. We are still in the Champions League. And we are fifth in the Premier League currently. So what has gone wrong this season to warrant sacking him if results were actually the case? Anyway, you want to take this matter to, Maresca did not lose. If not for anything, he even gained because the world knows him now and he will not be short of suitors. Now we go still start to discuss for managers again now, and the cycle will continue. If there is a way of sacking owners, these people deserve to be sacked. But the sad reality is that they are the owners. You cannot sack them unless they get tired at some point and decide to change, or they sell the club to a better person. So, Chelsea fans, let's just fasten our seat belts because with these people, it's going to be a very, very, very long time for us, especially trophy-wise, because we cannot win trophies, we cannot win important things with this pattern. It's not possible. Because we are usually not going to find ourselves in the Conference League. So usually we'll be playing the senior teams now, we'll be playing the big boys, Champions League football, Premier League, and you cannot do that with this group of inexperienced players without adding any experienced heads in their midst. You cannot win anything without having one or two experienced players in the midst of these young people. So let's just fasten our seatbelts. Like I said, with these people, with these men as owners, we are going to have a very long ride. Trophies, trophies go be like where did they find gold and diamond inside water? But no wahala. We just hope that they will change anytime soon. We just hope that they will really change. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for your subscriptions. Thank you for your likes. Like I said earlier in the video, I really appreciate, and Happy New Year once again. I'll see you guys soon.